So I want to talk about the Jesus story. What I believe the Jesus story is. I feel like I'm a pretty good candidate to speak on that story. And also, this is, at this point, I actually sat down here and thought this shit through. And there was a lingering doubt in the back of my mind, encapsulated in fear that I could possibly be wrong about this stuff. Even though I kept getting smacked in the face, and 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 say this about 37 more times, that everything I was saying was correct. I was shown it, experienced things that should be impossible, went through things that shouldn't be able to be done, and just kept feeling the love, and just kept feeling at one with this. So at this point, dude, I realized a lot of my suffering comes from denying this and doubting this, and it's not. I've chased the rabbits, I've went down the rabbit holes, I've came back out of them, I've went back and forth on this, I've push and pull, tug of war with myself, and I made a video about 3 years ago, said none of this is real. I'll try to link it. And in that video I said I'm the type of person that will try to break everything apart and nitpick the shit out of it to prove it to be wrong. And I have obsessively been at this for almost 3 years, and I cannot find a fucking whole one in this. Cannot find a whole one in it. And in fact, all the things I've been presented, because I'll see images flash in my mind, and then it'll just be like I remember things, and then it's like a connect the dot game will go on, and then put that in with self-reflection and actually sitting down and playing through these doubts in my mind and some of the inexplainable things that I have experienced that can only be linked to my own mind and me. I have just came to the ultimate realization that it is time to accept the truth and surrender. So, that is what I'm doing right now. I'm accepting the truth, and I'm surrendering to the truth. So, let me tell you about the Jesus story. So, I don't really need to go into the Jesus story because you already know about the Jesus story, but let me tell you what the Jesus story really means. So this man, Jesus, was born. Now, please, if you want to leave the angels and the Virgin Mary and stuff in there, you can, because that's true too. It's just not in the way that Bible describes it to be. If I'm saying this is an illusion, and there are no other people, and you quite literally birthed yourself, would your mother not have been a virgin? But I'm not getting into the little schematics of this. I'm talking about the true story. I'm sorry, I sound preachy. Jesus. I'm trying to catch that myself. So, this ordinary boy is born, raised. In the Bible, it talks about him living a pretty ordinary life, pretty poor. He was a carpenter. And then, you don't really hear too much about Jesus from the age of 13 until the age of 30-ish, somewhere around 30. And then when you start hearing about him again is when he starts going through the dark night of the soul, 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. You start hearing him of stories being told about him. You start hearing about miracles. You start hearing about him preaching that he, pretty much the same exact thing I tell you, in essence, is what Jesus spoke about. So, realized he was God walking earth, opened his heart up, and was able to perform miracles, right? So, long story short, Jesus takes the sin of the world's on his shoulders and accepts death. He gets crucified on a cross. So let me tell you what that really means. The man did not really get crucified. He did not die. There was a rebirth involved. So what he did was he accepted the sin of the world on his shoulders because he realized, I am God. I created this. And all this is, for one, it's something I set up to transpire. And for two, after a certain point, it is all a reflection of you. So what you're thinking, speaking, feeling, etc., that goes along with your direct experience out here in this world is solely responsible for you, from your internal beliefs, from your thoughts, from the programming, from the sense that you're having internal conflict and it's getting projected off into the world. So he realized that and took the sins of the world on his shoulders, and he accepted death, which would be the death of Jesus and the birth of Christ. Now, the cross is symbolic here for a couple different reasons, but let's go to the main one. A cross is a representation where two opposites meet. So I'm claiming, what have I claimed? God, devil, Jesus, Lucifer. I've claimed Jesus and Lucifer are the same entity. They're just looking at things in reverse. And I've made the claim that God and the devil are playing a game. These are all you. So what happens when God connects to the devil and then Lucifer connects with Jesus? It is called uniting. It is called rebirth. It is called your redemption. That is the Jesus story. What have you been doing? What happened to you from the age of 13 to 30? Not really too much, right? Made some mistakes. Fucked up, most people. Family, friends that you have now, all this. Didn't hear too much from you. It's kind of like you went ghost, right? Then when did you show back up? Around the age of 30? What did you discover around the age of 30? What did you discover at the age of 30? What have you done for the past 2.5 years, almost 3 years? Did you not go take a walk in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights? Did you not feel the darkness? Did you not go around performing miracles for people? Did you not go around preaching love and motivation to people to get them to believe in themselves? Did you not take the sins of the world on your shoulder? Jesus got crucified at age 34. How old are you? Again, the symbolic meaning of the crucifixion. It's where opposites unite. It is redemption. It is rebirth. It is beyond God. It is beyond the devil. It is beyond Jesus. It is beyond Lucifer. It is the truth. It is Christ. And it is you. So, it is a game of form in the play of life. I am you talking to you. I have always and will always be you talking to you. Because this is what we do. We create illusions. We have an experience. We tell ourselves stories, and then we snap out of it, wake up, and enjoy life and live life. The breadcrumbs were left everywhere. Everywhere. It was told. Every single bit of this was foretold up until a certain point. And even up until that certain point, it was foretold. There's just a lot of details left out. And we are at that point. We are at that point. I love you. Keep the mask off. Stay in the moment. Trust and believe. Open this heart. Cut all ties of the past, the programming, and the story. Accept the death of the reality, the story, and the character, and the ego. There is no death involved. It's just a rebirth. I love you. I love you. The time is over. Stop waiting. Wake up.